I had a real good day at that battle, bro. I was hitting all my shit. And I was just like, I didn't know what to do. And I'm thinking, I seen K-Mel take people's soul in the Cypher. I seen him murder people. So I'm like, shit, here we go.
What's the Supreme Beingz New York Florida connect? Because there's Supreme Beingz in Florida, aren't there?
Yeah,
or at least
like
was.
well, a bunch of dudes from our crew had moved from New York, so that's part of it. And then you know, eventually dudes started getting recruited, and other people got down. So like more of like the younger heads and the dudes that are actively competing are the guys who are residing down there. Because Omen's from Massachusetts. He's born in the Bronx, but he's from Mass. That's where he grew up and started breaking. And then he moved to Florida and became real tight friends with Phantom from Miami. And eventually he got put down, and a couple other heads got put down. My boy Arson, who's one of the founders of Supreme Beingz, had moved to Tampa some time back, and his cousin is down with our crew, who's from Tampa. So it's like we're like spread out. There's a couple cities like Orlando, Tampa, Miami. So it ended up becoming like a bunch of heads down there. We put Jolty down, Spindy in, Vex, a couple other heads too, like, you know, we were looking at, and a lot of heads want to get down, but we're like, you know, chill, we're just trying to keep it fam right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
But yeah, it's definitely been growing, and I'm not mad at it. I always wanted to expand before, and some crew members didn't like the idea. I don't know if they felt like it might take away from them and their opportunities, but it created tension like it would with any family. And, you know, it kind of, some people spread apart. They're not as tight. Some people don't dance as much. But, yeah, if those guys were more active, so, you know, started putting the focus more on them and their growth and stuff. So, yeah, you got dudes like Omen mentoring some of the younger heads and shit. So that's what's up, man.
So like when I hear about your battle stories and you know the way they went down, and you're looking at 2024 when Breakin is going to be one of the it's not in the Olympics, but basically it's having an Olympic tryout, right?
Yeah.
And then they're going to make the decision later. Do you think that the current format of Breakin and what the essence of Breakin is fits into an Olympic format? And what I'm getting at is like the burns, right? You even mentioned it a couple times, like, you know, with throwing the dick and the fuck yous. Me, I'm more of a like I'm always got a gun and a handgun in somebody's face and all that stuff. Like, you think that's gonna fit into national TV, country versus country with the world watching? Or do you think that some things are going to have to get stripped?
I think that can be dangerous, and it could be, some things can be taken wrong. And I think certain things can be very disrespectful when it comes to this dance, certain gestures. So I'm pretty sure that those kind of things, there might be a limit to how far you can take it. And, you know, you might get penalized for things like that. And does it take away a little bit from the culture? Yes. I think so. Another concern of mine is like music wise, how are we gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the culture comes from certain records that were played that gave us a certain feeling. You know, like, are we taking some of that away? Yes. I mean, I think it's just basically a stage for people to showcase their physical feats, kind of, you know, like, because it's they're gonna have to try to make it as objective as possible. And then when you do that, you kind of like limiting certain things or requiring other things, you know, where not every dancer got air flares. Doesn't mean he can't smoke the shit out of you, right? So it's like, I don't know. It depends on what they're looking at. For me, if they were separated, maybe, but I don't know. It's just so weird. Like, I haven't really seen or studied any other dances that are like judged like in such a big scale. Like maybe ballroom, they'll do these huge events, right? And then they're judged like, but I don't know how much of that is based on musicality or nuances and character,
Right.
right? Like
And
which are important
technicality.
things in
Right.
breaking, right?
Right.
Because if not, then we're all gonna be these soldiers, and it's gonna look amazing when it comes to the power and all that. But then it's like, where's the character? Where's the flavor? And that's for some people. That's what they're attracted to. Some people are not attracted to the dance. They want to flip. They want to fly. So for those people, it's a good thing. It's lovely. You know what I'm saying? It's basically a big power move battle.
Right.
Think about it. That's the only way I could see it being like really official in the Olympics, is like if it's power moves.
And and I just don't know. I don't know if the Olympic platform is going to give more than it takes. Okay, so I win the Olympics. Now what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I saw somewhere that I can't remember if his name is Bumblebee or something like that. He won some junior Olympics, and I'm like, well, what is that? You have to have an industry. Like, for instance, if because they're also considered like what, amateurs or whatever if you're in the Olympics, right? So then you're supposed to get sponsorships and so on and so forth. If I'm a track athlete, then I win the Olympics. That means something. Now there's going to be something after that. If I win in breaking, I don't know if there's going to be anything after that, or if we're just entertaining the world. And I don't know. Do you think that they're actually going to take it into the Olympics permanently? I don't see it. I personally, I don't see it, because the version, to allude to your point, the version that it's going to be is going to be so close to gymnastics that they're going to be like, well, why do we need this? We already have gymnastics, and it's way more established in the Olympic format.
Oh, that's a good point. That is a very good point. I don't know. I think maybe the fact that the IOC?
Yeah.
The
I think
IOC,
so.
like they're looking to add new things, because kids are not really interested in things like that nowadays. Like in the 80s, the Olympics was the Olympics, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like nowadays, they're trying to lure in a new crowd, like, and get young people's interest involved. So they're trying to like include these new activities and these new type of competitions. So I think that that's the reason why they looked at breaking like that, because it's kind of popular. It's become part of pop culture now.
For sure.
You look in the background, you see dudes doing air flares next to the big fireballs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or head spins.
Right.
The big moves, But I don't know. I guess that's why they're doing the trial runs. But for the youth, I think it's cool. It's something that maybe excites them and gives them a like an aim, like an objective, something to like work on or strive for. But I mean, time can only tell. Like people were saying it since the 80s, like, yo, breaking should be in the Olympics, and some people were like, hell no. And that's kind of the same story today. Like a lot of people are for it, and some people are like, nah, there's no place for it. So I guess we just gotta see. I think that the trial in Argentina 2018 went well. This year was supposed to be in Japan, right? But there was a setback, so they're doing it next year.
Well, the Olympics were supposed to be in Japan. I thought the trial was in France 2024.
No, that's actually the real Olympics.
Oh, okay. Oh,
so that's when they were gonna date that, and they have hopes to debut it. 2024 as an official Olympic game.
Yeah, Olympic category. Yeah, no doubt. Okay, cool. So they were doing the trial. They were supposed to do the trial in Tokyo this year to debut it France 2024. Whoa, I don't know.
Yeah, so plan is 2021. They're still on in Japan. So
okay.
if that goes well, which it probably will, because in Japan they have experience, like in Asian countries they have a lot of experience of doing those huge productions for b-boy events. So, and France as well. So I think it's the perfect settings and regions for it to get that buzz up, and especially France. France is the reason why I think it even got in the mix. It was voted in over in France.
Mm.
You know what
So
I'm saying?
then, do we get cut out? Does the USA get cut out of the history?
Nah, I don't think it can ever get cut out of the history, but some people will, switch up narratives. And as far as cut out, since breaking is not like a real popular event in the Olympics, there can only be but so many competitors from so many countries. US is involved in so many big time sports in the Olympics that they're not going to push for our Olympic athletes to compete. There's not going to be enough space. And that was the case actually in 2018, where one of the B girls, I think her name is B girl Connie from North Carolina, qualified, but she wasn't able to compete for some reason, some technicality like that. Like there's too many Americans involved in too many categories, so we need to like randomize it, something like that.
Right, the height of BS. There's too many Americans,
it's just crazy, like how we're introducing a thing that was created in America, but America is not allowed to compete. Like,
yeah. See, and that's what I'm kind of leaning towards. When let's say it happens in France, then now all of a sudden France is the country that put breaking on. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, yeah, well, it didn't come from France, but France put it on though. You know what I'm saying? So it can get a little murky potentially, but I hope for the best. For more quality content from Beyond the Cypher with Illskillz, don't forget to press the like and subscribe buttons. Let us know how we're doing down in the comment section, and to make sure that you don't miss anything from the channel, smash that notification bell. We appreciate the love and support. Peace until the next episode.